Hey everyone, it's Rose, and that's Cher, and today I am going to be making a video talking about Amy's life journey and her recent 19-pound weight gain and kind of the implications behind that, what the swelling in her body could be coming from, and just a little bit of education on kidney stones. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so before I hop into this video, I wanted to kind of give a little bit of a background on Amy's life journey, just because I don't know that everybody who's on my channel is going to know who she is. I know she's been getting a lot of attention recently, so I'm sure if you're involved in the Amber Lynn universe, then you've probably at least heard of Amy's life journey at this point. But so Amy's life journey is a channel here on YouTube. She is another weight loss channel. She was part of the, New Year, New Me challenge between Life by Jen and then Amy's life journey that kind of started a whole bunch of drama at the beginning of this month. They're now not doing it anymore, but she has been since the beginning of January on her channel going through like a weight loss journey, weight loss competition within herself. So she's been doing like weigh-in Wednesdays, I think is when it is. And she weighs herself every week on camera, puts it up, like uploads it on YouTube, talks about it, yada yada. So I believe it was last Wednesday, she posted a video, and from the Wednesday prior to that Wednesday had gained 19 pounds. Now, she had prefaced the weigh-in by talking about how swollen she was, that she could even tell like in her face and in her hands, like she had to take off one of her rings, I believe, because her hands were so swollen. So a lot of people started getting worried, myself included, as to what that could mean as far as health-wise, because that kind of weight gain in that short amount of time, and also her coming out and saying that she was swollen and could tell, a lot of people were worried about it. The first things that pop into my mind are kidney failure, heart failure, something wrong with your kidneys or your heart a lot of times is what's going to cause a person to start swelling up. I was waiting for her next follow-up video to that, because she had said she had gone to the doctor and had some blood work or something done to kind of figure out what was going on. And she also mentioned that she is already taking a diuretic. People get prescribed diuretics to take when they already have like a heart failure or a kidney condition. High blood pressure is another thing that people can be on diuretics for, and that's to help keep your body from swelling, to like get rid of the excess fluid on your body. So on top of a 19-pound weight gain in a week, I'm worried. As a healthcare professional who knows a little bit about it, that, it made me worried. I also want to preface this, now that I've said I'm a healthcare professional, I am not a doctor. I am a physical therapist. I have a doctorate in physical therapy. I work in a hospital setting, so I'm around a lot of people with a lot of complex medical issues. So, I know the ins and outs of some of this stuff, but I also back it up with research. I go online and I look at reputable sources to kind of be able to educate all of you and anybody else on the things that these women talk about in their videos that they may do a good job talking about, or maybe not so good of a job talking about. So that's my other preface to this video. Amy makes a follow-up video and talks about having a blockage in her kidney. She's not very specific as to what this blockage is. I'm just gonna roll the clip.
This week has been a week. So as you guys know, last week when I got on the scale, it said that I had gained 19 pounds. Well, it has been noted that it is fluid, and I have a blockage in my kidney that is creating it. We are working on it, hoping that it will do its thing if it can. If it can't, then I will have to go into the hospital, have a stent put up inside my urethra to allow it to pass through. And that's what I'm praying for, because I really don't want to have that surgery, because it is a very, 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 very painful surgery. And I swore to myself the last time I had this happen that if it ever happened, I would never get a stent put back inside because it's that painful. So I am just praying that it does what it needs to do and it just goes through. I still feel like I'm retaining a lot of water. I have been drinking lots of water. I've been keeping this on board. I've had this one for a long time, but reason I'm doing this and not doing the gallon water is because it's easier to count how many of these that I'm drinking and not the gallon, because I can't manage how many ounces of exact that I'm drinking on the gallon as I can with this.
All right, so when I watched that video and she mentioned having a blockage in the kidney and then talking about how she possibly might need a stent to be able to pass the blockage, my mind immediately goes to kidney stones. I didn't know that for sure, that that's possibly what she was talking about, but that's where my mind went. So then I got on and I did some research. So what types of things could cause a blockage in the kidney, as she phrased it? And what I found is that the most common cause of a blockage would be a kidney stone. Scarring, like if you have an injury or a prior injury to your kidney, and blood clots can also cause blockage or an obstruction in the ureter. So the ureter is what comes out of the kidney to kind of, transport the urine from your kidney to... A blocked ureter can cause urine to go back up into the kidney, which would cause the swelling in the body because you can't get rid of that fluid if your urine can't pass through your ureter. Health conditions related to a blockage in the kidney that I found are hydronephrosis, which is a condition characterized by excess fluid in a kidney due to the backup of urine, which if Amy explained it and I'm understanding it correctly, that's probably what her diagnosis would be, is hydronephrosis. You can also have a urinary tract obstruction, which is a partial or full blockage of the flow of urine from the kidney. And then the last health condition is kidney stone, which is what I'm going to spend most of this video talking about. Kidney stones are hard deposits made of minerals and salts that come from inside your kidneys. Kidney stones are relatively common. I have a friend that has a kidney stone right now, so they're not totally, I'm sure most of you have heard of kidney stones, and it's surprising me though that she's coming out and saying immediately they're going to need to put a stent in her, because people, sometimes can pass kidney stones, but like the most common thing that I've heard of with kidney stones is like the shockwave therapy, where they send it in to try to break up the kidney stone so that it's easier to pass. I will talk about that a little bit later in this video. Let's get back to talking about kidney stones. So kidney stones form when your urine contains more crystal forming substances, and these substances can be things like calcium oxalate or uric acid. Then the fluid in your urine can dilute. So more of those different substances like uric acid are floating around in your urine, and the other fluid that's in your urine isn't able to dilute them, so you get an excess of those, which can form into kidney stones. It could also be caused by your urine lacking substances that prevent crystals from sticking together. So if those are lacking in your urine, the crystals can stick together, get bigger, cause a stone. A lot of times people who have kidney injuries or kidney stones have low back pain. Kind of like how Amber Lynn had low back pain with her bladder infection because I think it went into her kidneys. A lot of times, as a physical therapist, you'll have patients coming in with low back pain and you're working with them for like a week or so and nothing's working and it's not getting better. And I've had a couple patients where I've had to say, you might want to go and see if there's something wrong with your kidneys and see if that's what's causing your pain. And I've had at least one or two patients where out of like the 3 or 4 that's happened with, for me, I only did outpatient for like a year and a half. So it didn't happen too often to me, but 50% of the time people come back and be like, yeah, it was my kidneys. So risk factors for forming kidney stones are a family or personal history. So if you already have a history of kidney stones, you're more likely to get another kidney stone. Dehydration, diets high in protein, sodium, and sugar, being obese, digestive diseases, and surgery. So, your diet and your weight are affecting your likelihood of getting kidney stones. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's kind of what's going on with her and causing her to develop kidney stones, on top of the fact that she already has some kind of medical diagnosis that's putting her on a diuretic. So then I was like, if it's a kidney stone, in my mind, I'm like, if it's a kidney stone, why is the first thing her doctor's jumping to, if she's explaining it correctly, putting a stent in her ureter? So then I started researching that. So ureteral stents are small tubes inserted in the ureter to treat or prevent a blockage that prevents the flow of urine from the kidney to the bladder. So just like a small tube that they stick in there to make it a little bit easier for things to pass through. The most common reason for ureteral stents is the treatment of kidney stones. So again, my research and my brain is pointing me in the direction that this is probably a kidney stone that she's talking about. I don't know why she wouldn't have come out and said kidney stone though, which is another argument to maybe it's not a kidney stone. But what my research is showing is that this most likely is probably a kidney stone. Other treatments for kidney stones would include shockwave lithotripsy, which is what I was talking about previously. This uses shock waves to break up the kidney stones into small pieces so that you are able to pass them. So if it's like a big kidney stone, they break it up so that it's easier for you to be able to get it through your system to be able to pass the kidney stone. This procedure, shockwave lithotripsy, is done under general anesthesia. The next treatment would be a ureteroscopy. Ureteroscopy. It's basically ureter and oscopy, one word. In this procedure, the doctor uses a long tool shaped like a tube to find and remove the stone, or to find and break the stone into small pieces. So if the doctor gets up there and sees that the stone is small enough, they may be able to actually remove it, but a lot of the times they just break up the stone, again, like the shock wave, so that it's easier for your body to pass. This procedure is also done under general anesthesia. And what I could find in my research is that like the worst case scenario, like last alternative treatment, is the ureteral stent, which I've already talked about. In that clip I showed you, Amy came out and said that she has already had to have a ureteral stent once. So she has a history of kidney problems. She's on a diuretic, so I don't think this is anything new for her. I was actually surprised that she didn't end up getting admitted to the hospital, because to me, a 19-pound weight gain from 1 week to another week seems like a shocking amount of weight. Again, I'm not a doctor, so and I believe that she had come out and said that she also hadn't been eating the greatest, so some of that weight gain could just be related to an over intake of calories. Cher is passed out right now. So yeah, that's kind of the little bit of research that I did as far as Amy's life journey is concerned. She is really pushing out the videos right now, doing workout videos, things like that. If she's somebody that you guys would be interested in me reacting to more or talking about more, please let me know that down in the comments. Like I said in my live stream, which if you guys didn't check that out, my last video was a live stream where I actually live reacted to Amber Lynn's weigh-in that she premiered the other day. So check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. But I mentioned in that premiere video, or that live video, that I wanted to start reacting to Chantal, and I wanted to start reacting when she started uploading videos again. She's kind of been teasing it. She was supposed to upload it Sunday. That hasn't happened. So when that video comes out, I will be reacting to it, and we'll see how things go from there. If there's anything that you guys want to see from me that I haven't been putting out, drop a comment down below. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in hearing more from me, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. I always leave my Twitter and Instagram link down below, so you can follow me over there if you'd like. You can also reach out and give me, and ask questions or give me stuff you want me to talk about in my videos over there. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.